Nigeria's election season is an exciting time. It is characterized by heated debates and partisan discussions, as one might expect. It is also frequently marked by events that highlight the country's vulnerability. The general elections in 2023 are a few months away and politics is already gaining traction in the lead-up. One of the most contentious issues is the state and fate of the looming democratic transition in the face of deteriorating national security. Terrorists, bandits, and other violent non-state actors have taken control of large swaths of northern Nigeria. Terrorists have carried out audacious attacks in the territory surrounding Abuja in recent weeks. Recently, members of the Presidential Guard Brigade were ambushed. This production brings out the policy priorities that the next president should pursue in order to restore national security. It focuses on 5 critical priority issues that must be prioritized for national unity, security, stability, and sustainability. These concerns include reforming the national security architecture, reclaiming the country's vast ungoverned and undergoverned spaces, addressing the material bases of insecurity, mitigating identity fault lines, and repositioning the counter-terrorism and banditry drive. All of this is relevant given the country's apocalyptic security situation over the last 6 months. First, the national security architecture must be reformed. The Nigerian national security architecture is cumbersome and centralist. This means it can't function properly. The military, police, paramilitary, and intelligence sectors are the main pillars of the national security architecture. All are under federal control. Their bureaucracies are distinguished by onerous unitarian command and control structures. As a result, they are undynamic and inefficient. Security is primarily a local concern. This necessitates a significant amount of local goodwill, support, initiative, collaboration, and intelligence. The national security system must be devolved so that it can use community and state policing, among other things. State police and civil defense structures should be devolved in a way that ensures legislative and operational autonomy for state commands. The federal government, for its part, would retain authority over defense, military intelligence, and customs. Second, ungoverned and undergoverned areas must be reclaimed. Nigeria's territorial jurisdiction is characterized by large areas that are ungoverned, undergoverned, or poorly governed. The vast hinterlands, forestlands, frontiers, and borderlines of the country are largely unprotected. Along Nigeria's 2,515 miles of land borderlines, there are approximately 1,400 irregular and unmanned entry or exit routes. Some of these unguarded spaces have effectively been occupied and governed by violent non-state actors. Terrorists, insurgents, bandits, militants, and armed mercenaries are among them. All of these engage the state in territorial competitions. There is a need to reclaim these volatile spaces through a pragmatic, community-oriented security governance mechanism. This would prioritize proactive hinterland, borderland, and forestland policing. Drones and digital technologies could be useful. Enlisting local vigilantes and volunteers would be another option. Third, there is a need to address the causes of insecurity. Legitimate grievances underlying conflicts must be identified and addressed. In addition, the government must implement a development strategy that addresses illiteracy, poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Human security should be prioritized in policy. These elements form the material foundation of group violence. Identity fault lines should also be depoliticized. Identity contests have become the albatross of Nigerian national political life. Political elites have succeeded in exacerbating national diversity fault lines. This has been accomplished through the use of Section A list, ethnic, clannish, or religious politics. The politicization of ethno-communal cleavages and differences has been a major source of and catalyst for violent conflict. The current uproar over the ruling All Progressives Party's same-faith presidential ticket emphasizes this. Care must be taken to ensure that sensitive issues in intergroup relations are identified and resolved amicably. In order to mainstream inclusive citizenship, all citizens and groups must be treated equally. Finally, there is a need to reconsider the counter-terrorism and anti-banditry drive. Nigeria's ongoing counter-terrorism operations have been ineffective. Terrorists and bandits have grown bold. They are increasingly engaging the government in dangerous armed clashes. The dynamics of the ongoing violence appear to have overwhelmed the government forces, despite their failing logistics and fighting morale. Nigeria's counter-terrorism and anti-banditry campaigns must be revamped. This could be accomplished by repositioning its command and strategy, promoting troop welfare, and deploying improved tactics and logistics. One example would be the use of hardware that has been mastered and driven by technology. Digital capabilities for espionage, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance should also be mainstreamed. This will result in increased operational efficiency. What then is on the table for the next Nigerian president? The next Nigerian president faces a daunting and burdensome task. He will inherit and lead a state and economy that have been irreparably harmed by the adversities of strife, violence, and misrule. He will face the challenge of rebuilding a political system that has been systematically compromised and infiltrated by anti-state elements such as jihadists and secessionists. He will also have to reinvent a comatose state system and government that have become mired in systemic inertia and abuse, resulting in a near failure of national security. Restoring such a system necessitates a forthright and pragmatic approach centered on security. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more stories.